What to say about Pen TriIcelon? I knew we'd eventually get here, and now that day has finally arrived. And just to get it out of the way, that's TriIcelon. The English announcers pronounce it as TriIcelon, but either way, an absolutely insane portmanteau to just put on a box like you'll recognize it. Our penultimate of the Dreamcast's 19 American launch titles, and even more weirdly, one of the 4 original Japanese launch titles, is quite possibly its strangest, Blue Stinger notwithstanding. But here, it's almost entirely for aesthetic, stylistic reasons. The base concept, colorful cartoon animals competing in a triathlon, is a solid one. And with the full 4-player support that the Dreamcast provides, you can see how this could be a fun idea for a party game that could be more approachable for kids and adults alike. But once you turn the game on, you are immediately confronted with the demented, hideous designs of the characters, who are indefinable, but all feel like abominations that should not be. Adding to this experience is the revelation that they have been named using preschoolers' snap judgment naming conventions. One of the animals swims backward, so his name is Back. One of them is a shark, so his name is Jaw. This also extends to the course owners, which are a whole other can of worms that we'll get to in a minute. Pen TriIcelon has sort of a clubhouse menu screen. Your options are race, dress up, results, or good night. Race and results are self-explanatory. Dress up allows you to customize your character with little hats and shit, which is fun. Good night is basically just a load save option, but in this delightfully strange screen that shows your character sleeping and tells you that you did a good job. Kinda love it. Anyway, you pick a character, and then you pick one of 4 tracks to race on, each of which has an easy, a medium, and a hard option. For some reason that literally does not factor into absolutely anything, each track has an owner. One track is sweets themed, so it's owned by Mrs. Cream, who smokes a cigar and mules cream, 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 cream. The toys track is owned by a man wearing what appears to be some sort of full-head rabbit or wolf mask, whose name is, for some reason, Bambi Mask. The horror track is owned by Horror Man, who is literally just Jack from Power Stone, wearing a flame print duster and a top hat. Then we have the Jungle Course, which... oof. Inexplicably, there was a bit of censorship for this game's US localization, but that amounted entirely to removing smoking iconography from just the manual, not the game itself, while somehow allowing Unga Pogo here to make it through uncontested. His presence takes the game from ugly stupid to ugly offensive, and really casts a pall here otherwise. Of course, this would feel worse if the game was even the slightest bit playable or fun. The TriIcelon breaks down into sliding, swimming, and running events. Sliding and swimming are basically identical. Swimming just has an additional Y-axis, and rely on repetitious, timed button presses that are a perfect recipe for thumb strain after a short while. I found myself pining for the gold standard for 3D video game ice sliding levels, the Super Mario 64 level Slip Slidin' Away, which makes the much better decision to automate constant motion and rely on your skills to stay upright and procure coins. Somehow drastically, disastrously worse than the sliding and swimming segments are the miserable running levels, which feel like playing Fall Guys with the controls from Octodad. Scored to the squirrely floating camera from Blue Stinger. Every race I played was lost on the running levels, which are cumbersome and broken and near impossible to navigate. Everybody mostly goes the same speed in the other two, so running really is the killer here. Speaking of Blue Stinger, that game has an exceedingly random Easter egg where you have to collect 4 stamps to access a required next level, and all the stamps are Pen TriIcelon characters, which lends credence that the Power Stone connection might be an homage and not a weird theft. But honestly, I wish they'd stolen a little more, because what I've described here is pretty much all there is to Pen TriIcelon. There are only the 4 courses total, and although a couple, especially the horror one, are mildly charming, they run out of inspiration quickly, and you're left with a hideously ugly game that somehow plays even worse, and has at least one inexplicable decision that leaves it in the realm of genuinely disreputable. Next time, grab on to the Girth 2000, because we're getting hardcore.